Hello, it is our second Vlog and Thoughts Thursday, and today's message is going to be on hope. And I picked this out because I was thinking, my mind was on somebody who's been trying to push through something and trying to get something to work. And it's so common that when we get to the end, right before things might work out, that we've almost lost our hope. And this is just a don't give up kind of post. And so I'm going to use this reference of a key ring, and I want you to think of this concept of needing to find something that you know is in, we'll just say, a shed. And you need to get it out of there, and you haven't been in there forever, and you go around the house hunting for even the key ring to get in there. You have no idea. You finally find this key ring and you think, yeah, this might be it. So you go over to the shed and you take the first key and you put it in there, and it doesn't work, and you're really not too shook up. Maybe there's 5 or 6 keys on there. And you really think to yourself, you know what, the expectation really wasn't that great, and you didn't expect much, so you're not disappointed. Then you try the second one, and then the second key again doesn't go in, and this time you're just sort of a little more diplomatic about it. I mean, honestly, it's the second time out of 5 or 6, and what do you expect? The odds are right, it makes sense, and you're sort of using this almost realistic reasoning. Okay, so then you try the third key. And then now you're sort of like bummed, and you're realizing, I'm in a hurry and I've got to get this, and how important it is. And all these other things start to come into play now. As soon as you start to go there, where now your hope is down a little bit. And so then the next key you put in, let's say it's the fourth key, and it doesn't work. And now you've kind of taken yourself and it's gone to a deeper level. So there's doubt now, it's still not working. It takes you a little deeper. And now, at this point, you're almost thinking, do I have the wrong key ring? Am I not even going to be able to get in here? And then all of a sudden, am I going to need a locksmith and all this stuff, and you don't have time, and it just gets worse. And then let's say that you try again, you're on your 5th time, and it doesn't work. And what do? You kind of go to this almost affirmed loss place where you kind of convince yourself, yep, I must have the wrong key ring. And you've kind of just affirmed that there's no hope in this matter. And yet there's one last try. And there's one last key that you're holding. And in that key, somehow, by just knowing it's the last shot, there's just a glimmer of hope. And you may even call on God. You might say, oh, please, let this key work. And you put it in and it works. And that's my idea that I want us to latch onto, is the whole process of that, and how unlike, or how like a human that is, that whole process, where no matter what we're trying, we sort of start out, and if things don't work the first time, we're not terribly disappointed. I mean, it's heartbreaking, whatever, but we bounce back and we think, we'll try again, and we give it another shot. And as things keep going, it gets worse and worse. And in the middle, sometimes, even when we start to have the reasons why, and we get panicky and stuff, we don't even necessarily call on God quite yet. And then we wait up until the point of, where are you, God? That we start to bring him into the picture. And then, luckily, many of us call out with all of our heart, and we really, really seek God to help us. And then it works. The bad thing is that many times, once that key works, and we get what we needed, and we heal and we recover, this is where I come in, because I want us to always give him the glory. Sometimes we get in, metaphorically, into that shed and get the thing out that we needed, and then it's like all forgotten until we need God next time. So call on God when there's just that little glimmer of hope. Could be just a tiny little sliver, but there's a chance that somehow this can still work out. You call on God, and he is there. And one more thing. Our timing, I really got to make this point, and it wasn't in my notes, but our timing and God's timing is so different. And I'm thinking of a verse, and I believe it's 2 Peter 3:8-9. You guys can go look it up, but somebody write it down if that's wrong. But there's this section in that verse that I love that sort of says, a day and to us is like 1,000 to a day to God is like 1,000 to us, and vice versa. 1,000 days or years to us is like one day to God. It's just this claim that we just don't understand the way time works for God. And so he's always there, and he knows what needs to go through with the process that needs to happen. He knows that, and we have to trust it. If there's a glimmer of hope, I want you to call on him and trust him and let him work in you. And let's see what happens. Okay? I'll talk to you later.